Okay, in 3, 2.
Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Alex.
No, she looks a little bit different than Alice. I'm Mike Morales here in San Antonio for Sipping Off the Cuff. And this is Lisa Peach.
That's me.
She's the mystery gal. She's
not Alex.
No, not Alex. She's the not Alex.
I'm the not Alex.
A lot of you have probably seen us. Yeah, a lot of you have seen our Sipping Off the Cuffs, and you know that it's usually Alex and myself. Well, tonight we're doing a special edition of Sipping Off the Cuff with Lisa. We're going to try to get a woman's perspective on just a couple of agave spirits. Tonight, we are going to be looking at
Milagro Anejo.
This is the core line for Milagro, and I was very fortunate to have met Moises Guindy, who is a co-owner of Milagro, and interviewed him. You can see the interview on tequilaaficionado.com. And we also did a series of video interviews with him, which you can probably binge watch on our YouTube channel. Okay, if you don't want to read the text, you can just binge watch and listen to him talk about Milagro and how it all started. Just to be on the safe side, so you know, this is an 80 proof, 40 ABV, and it's kosher, ladies and gentlemen. Yep.
And you can see all about that in Mike Morales' series at tequilaaficionado.com. And for those of you who speak Spanish, tequilaaficionado.com. Yeah.
Or .com. How does that go?
I'm bilingual.
.com.
No,
no,
that's
not it? Okay.
No,
all right.
Don't do that anymore. Ever.
Ever?
Not ever.
It's cable, right? This is cable.
Make sure they can see you.
I am in the camera.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I have to lean sideways. Hi.
Why don't you pour this? And let's mention to the fine folks out there who were expecting Alex that the reason I'm sitting in is because sometimes things happen in shipping. And so the reason I did Gracias a Dios Espadín Reposado previously with Mike was because Alex didn't get that one. He got 2 Espadín Jovens, which if you're going to have a problem, you know, that's probably a good one.
What a tough one. This is a big league problem, ladies and gentlemen. That's a tough one.
But we did nominate the Reposado for a Brand of Promise Award. And now we're tasting the Milagro Anejo. We had issues with the recording, so now we have to redo the recording. And if you see light change or anything, it's because the cat is climbing the lamp.
Yeah, we have 4 cats and 1 dog. So we're kind of, and a couple of kids also, but you know, they're where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, they're behaving.
They're behaving. As you can see, this is a Riedel glass. We're using Riedel glassware this evening, not the Glencairn for this particular line. This is the
really
Anejo.
Light.
Yeah, they're not
super light for an Anejo.
For an Anejo, you know, I know our lightings here is not the greatest, but take a look. It almost looks like a reposado. I swear, ladies and gentlemen, it says Anejo. Mira.
Are you sure you got the right bottle?
Yeah, look, see, it says Anejo.
Oh yeah, it says Anejo.
Yeah.
Really
the bottle is actually darker than the Anejo. So, I mean, take a look at the bottle. The bottle is tinted, you know, and it's colorized and it's darker at the bottom. It's a tinted glass, not a clear glass, but
it's like Roadhouse. I thought you'd be darker.
Yeah, I thought you'd be darker. I get that a lot. I thought you'd be darker. I also get, you know, I thought you'd be, you know, taller, but or bigger. Isn't it? Anyway.
Moving right along.
Yes.
Anejo.
I like the legs and tears on this thing. If you've caught up with us on our Sipping Off the Cuffs, and you've seen the Blanco and Reposado versions of Milagro, you know that these guys are all natural. They're not using anything, no additives, no nothing. You can't do it if you're going to be kosher.
Right.
All right. This is a certified kosher. The article that I wrote for the kosher market goes really in depth. Those guys have to, you know, they answer to a higher power. All right. And it's not just because of the hot dogs. So you can be sure, rest assured that nothing extra goes in here. I like the legs and tears, the way they drop off the glassware. Very nice. It doesn't cling to the glass. It doesn't rain down in sheets. It's just perfect. I think it's balanced.
It doesn't look heavy or syrupy. It just doesn't.
No.
I mean, some añejos you'll see look really heavy. This is, I mean, it's light in color. It's really light on the nose.
It's really pretty legs and tears, though. I mean, I'm really impressed with, it's some of it, like Lisa said, some of the añejos will cling to the glass like they don't want to drop.
But this is more like a crown. Ooh, it's a tiara. See, it's not so much legs and tears. It's a tiara.
It's a tiara.
Yeah.
It's a tequila tiara.
See,
we have just coined.
Point of view, you got it.
We have just coined a new phrase.
A tiara.
A tiara.
See, because it's. I wonder if we can show them. See?
Yeah, check it out. See,
that's it. The tiara.
It's a tiara. It's a tiara in your mouth.
Congratulations, Milagro.
Wow.
It's really pretty on the nose.
Well, it doesn't. There's not a whole lot of wood.
Not a lot, but there's just enough.
Just enough to make it interesting.
Just enough to know there was timber involved. What?
I got your timber right here.
What? I'm from Maine. We have timber.
Timber. There was timber involved.
What?
Just to know there was a plank.
Not the Alex.
I like it. There was timber involved.
What?
I love it.
There was.
There was a tree felled.
It does have a nice nose. It has a lovely nose.
Oh my God.
It's a very pretty sniffer.
A what?
It's a pretty sniffer.
A sniffer.
If I want to sniff it. What?
Oh, I have to get used to all these.
You said I could talk.
Yes, I have to get used to all the buzz phrases. It's a great sniffer.
No, it is.
Y'all.
Because. All right.
I love it. No, I get it. I love.
Sometimes you have a tequila or a mezcal that is so pretty on the nose. You just want to hold it like a flower all night and just occasionally sniff it and really enjoy it as much as you can before you actually drink it.
Yeah, I agree.
This is pretty. It's a pretty sniffer. There's a little bit of wood. There's a tiny bit of spice back there.
Yeah. And it's almost like I get like burnt sugar. I get like a burnt, there's like a, not a smoke, but like a burnt something.
Like it almost got the caramel, but.
Yeah. You know how when you do flan, I don't know if anybody ever does flan by hand anymore. My mother used to. And if you burn the sugar, you've completely caramelized it and you got to toss it. You're done.
It hasn't crossed that line.
No, it's close. It's like right there.
It's flaunting on the edge. Sorry, I had to.
There's wood involved. It's flaunting on the edge. Timber. I'm sorry, timber. There's flaunting on the edge. And what was the other? It's a great sniffer. I love these. I love these flavor notes. These are. You know what? I love them. They're different.
Not the Alex. I'm going to taste this now.
Okay, go ahead. And surprisingly, the nose, you don't have to do a whole lot to get it. I mean, sometimes you'll see Alex and myself really digging in to get anything out of a tequila or a mezcal. Not in this case. It's like right here. Right here.
I should mention I've not tasted this one before. I've usually tasted all of these. Mm-hmm. Like you do.
Well, yeah.
Not like Alex.
You'll notice my bottle is right. half empty or half full.
But I haven't tasted this one before. This one's got a nice long finish.
Mm.
This is very nice.
Mm. Mm. I'm getting like some caramel, not a whole lot of honey. caramel. You're right. That finish.
There's a little bit of fruit in there.
Probably dried fruit, maybe?
Yeah.
Like a dried fruit? Okay. I know I said in the nose, I could smell like a little bit of burnt sugar. I would say that would be burnt brown sugar, not white sugar, obviously, because we're talking about wood here. Dates?
I'm getting a date in there.
You know, that's unusual because with an extra añejo, Alex and I have talked about dried fruit, dates.
Yeah, you don't usually get that now.
Like dried cherries. No, you don't get that in an añejo.
There's a tiny bit of something special in there, though.
Maybe raisins. You might get some raisins also. You know, it's not a fresh fruit. It would be like a dried fruit. Dates and raisins. That's totally possible. I like that finish. You're right about that finish. I didn't notice that. Wow.
That's got a nice long finish. And usually you don't get that with an añejo. In my experience, an añejo's just been a bang on the palate and then, it just fizzles out into something sweet.
Some of the añejos that we do get that come across, us here, either in the test kitchen or between Alex and myself, are darker añejos. Yeah. And they're designed to coat your palate. I'm not getting a palate coating on this one.
No, this is like this sips like a reposado.
Yeah.
It really does. It noses and sips like a reposado.
I'm not exact. Well, to be an añejo, it's probably just under a year.
Yeah.
Because anything a year and over would be, considered an añejo. I don't have any of the information in front of me on how long this is aged, but judging from the color,
I wonder if they clear the char. Maybe they clear the char for the.
Some do. Some have to, because in order to be kosher, there has to be a certain process that happens. So the barrel has to be treated also, depending. The rabbi that we spoke to from the Chicago Rabbinical Council was very careful not to give me all the trade secrets, but some of it does require water rinsing.
Yeah.
So I'm not exactly sure what the process was. You can be sure it was cleansed. And you're probably right.
It was real clean, because this is really light.
It's very light. So as a rule,
it's almost as light as me. See?
Well, your hair is darker than this añejo, Yeah. In fact, I think my white hair could be darker than the añejo.
Could be.
Oddly enough, like I say, most of the añejos that we get here are darker. They cling to your palate. You're going to get a lot of, they're going to coat your palate, and
you get a lot of sticky.
Well, I mean, that's what they're designed for. That's what they're for. This is a very, very clean añejo
with a tiara.
And the other thing too is, you're not losing the agave.
Yeah, there's still,
because that blanco, you can
agave in here.
You can see
it's still there.
Yeah, you can see what we talked about, Alex and myself, when we did the blanco. The blanco was really agave forward, and Milagro prides itself as being agave forward in really all their tequilas, not just their core line, but the single barrel version, which you can catch on our Sipping Off the Cuffs online and at the website, have been,
I'd say they
phenomenal.
accomplished agave forward with this añejo, because this is, I still get fresh green agave.
Yep. By the way, it's all estate grown. It's their agave.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think so. I think so, because I think it really keeps the character of the plant.
It's lovely.
Yeah. Within the, you don't lose it. You know what I mean?
They haven't erased the plant. They haven't erased the plant from the spirit that they've created.
Right. Exactly.
And, you know, whereas some people just completely erase the plant. And then you've got all this caramel and the fruit and all the other.
And there's a place for
stuff.
that.
And that's great.
We're not dissing that. Okay, we're not.
I do like some of those as well. Actually, a lot of those.
A lot of them, yeah. Which is why this is so unusual.
But I love
for her.
Yeah, I love that it's so different. You know, there's always something different. No matter what brand we're trying, there's something different. You know, whether they're kosher or not, and you know, Blanco, Reposado, Anejo, Extra Anejo.
The type of barrels, how long they've been aged.
It's,
you know, the nice thing about Milagro is they don't hide anything. You go on the website, they will tell you everything that they do. They're completely transparent. I love what those guys stand for. Moises Gindi, or Moy Gindi, as his friends call him, and Danny Schneeweiss. Both those guys, entrepreneurs. They were voted, you know, the entrepreneurs of the year in Guadalajara. These guys, you know, and it's not like it's an overnight success. They've been doing it for a while.
They've been working at it for a while, yeah.
And they still, even though they've teamed up now with William Grant and Sons, they still have a strong association with them. They still go out and do the work.
But even though even though they're with the big boys, sometimes a tequila will go with the big boys, and then next thing you know, the big boys have just changed everything.
Yep.
And they've really kept the integrity of this tequila. And it's very nice. I'm so lucky to do what I do.
Yeah, I'm so lucky that she likes this, because, you know, a lot of guys are just not their significant others, whoever they happen to be. Sometimes they'll gravitate to the sweeter tequilas, which generally are the añejos, like we were talking about, the ones that coat your palate, the extra añejos for that matter. With us, thankfully, it's the other direction. The more agave you can get from the more agave that shines through in an aged version of their tequila, and still not, like you said, not lose the character. That's talented. So kudos to Milagro and their master distiller and everything that they're doing. Brand of Promise nominee for the Anejo in the core line, because you can check and see what Alex and I thought of the single barrel reserve. We fell all over ourselves on that as well. But we're going to enjoy the rest of these. That's our take on Milagro, core line, Leyenda del Milagro, which of course means miracle. Great job, guys. Can't speak enough about them and how great that they are continuing to stay at the forefront of what they're doing, and they haven't changed. Congratulations to you guys. Brand of Promise nominee. I'm Mike Morales.
I'm not Alex Perez.
There was timber involved. There was timber involved. These are the new tasting notes. There's timber involved. It's a great sniffer.
Tiara.
I like that. It's a tiara in your glass, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm Lisa Peach, and if Alex were here, he would tell you to sip wisely.